Bahamas at liftoff. Tonight on our news, live at 7, SpaceX's Falcon 9 lands on drone ship in a historic space flight, with the Bahamas at the forefront. Our news is there for the historic moment in search of a new frontier. But first, a Royal Bahamas Defense Force Marine's rapid first aid response and decisive action to control a crash scene now being hailed as nothing short of heroic. His courageous act amidst tragedy. Straight ahead. Plus, PM Davis says an energy deal with Pike Electric is on track. Davis confirmed the 25-year partnership is powering ahead to upgrade a critical BPL network to address load shedding. Then in our news at 7:30, a big win for Cable Bahamas Group as Alive CEO John Gomez steps into a key regional role. How the move promises a stronger voice for the Bahamas in shaping regional telecom policies. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. In a historic first, the Bahamas has become the world's first international destination to host a SpaceX rocket landing. During the Starlink 10 to 12 mission, the Falcon 9 lifted off at 6:21 p.m. Eastern Time, marking SpaceX's 21st orbital launch attempt of the year. The drone ship with the name "Just Read the Instructions" captured the booster landing off the coast of Exuma. The landmark event marks a new chapter in space history, with the Bahamas at the forefront and now poised to host at least 20 scheduled rocket landings, according to Prime Minister Philip Davis. During a ceremony on Eleuthera just moments ago to witness this historic event, Davis said the Bahamas is set to become a global hub for space tourism, and he said the country will adhere to strict safety and environmental protocols, ensuring thorough monitoring before and after each landing. All right, we'll have more from today's ceremony in just a bit. Our Delvado Emmanuel, he's on the ground in Eleuthera as the official ceremonies wrapped just moments ago. Now, despite the unfortunate passing of a woman in a car crash last week, a Royal Bahamas Defense Force Marine being hailed a hero for stepping in to render immediate assistance to her, offering first aid while simultaneously keeping bystanders away. Our Joshua Williams spoke with him today at the scene.
It could have actually been my mom, your mom, and I always believe in being our brother's keeper.
It was around 1:45 p.m. last Thursday when Marine Seaman Calvin Brown was driving along Bethel Avenue on his way to work, where he came across a frightening scene: an elderly woman involved in a serious accident. He said he jumped in right away, performing CPR on the woman, who was still responsive.
Upon assessing the scene, I would have recently saw that she had deep laceration to her right leg, which is why I would have created a makeshift tourniquet to put around her leg and to compress, just to stop most of the major bleeding.
Brown took me back to the scene, the pole that was struck still leaning, debris littered about the sidewalk, parts of the car still lying about, a reminder of the life lost. To honor her life, he took no video or photos. Just 22 years of age and just a little over 3 years of active duty, Brown says lending a helping hand at a moment's notice is akin to a soldier's creed.
That is something that Commander Defense Force Commodore Dr. Raymond King believes in, having a force that believes in being community leaders and going out there and actually making a change.
Now, since the incident, Brown says he received word that the victim had unfortunately passed away. He says despite the outcome, he still has a positive outlook.
It was a bit sad because I was actually on my way to the Princess Margaret Hospital to donate some blood. And to get that news, it made me feel in a sense that I would have failed. But I got reassurance in knowing that I did my part, whether it is to preserve a life for either a day or two.
As for the victim's family, Marine Seaman Brown shared this.
I would love to offer my sincerest condolences to the Tinubu family and friends of the family during this hard time.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks for that, Joshua. A police officer involved in a car crash has lost his appeal against a conviction for driving without due care and attention. On the evening of November 9, 2020, just after 7 p.m., Corporal 2012 Newton was in a marked police car when the control room called him for backup. He switched on his siren and rushed to the scene, While crossing the intersection at Thompson Boulevard and Big Pond Highway, Newton collided with a vehicle driven by Marlon Briscoe, who was heading west. Witnesses say Newton was driving against traffic and ran a red light, leading to the crash. And the search for a man continues after police say he went missing in bushes in Acklands. A search team, including the police and defense forces and their K9 units, with the help from personnel from the U.S. Coast Guard, has been using drone technology to search the surrounding areas of bush for the past 7 days without finding him. Police say the man, believed to be in his late 50s, filed a lost person report last Wednesday. He reportedly contacted police telling them he left his home, was lost in bushes, and needed to be rescued. Officers say they received his location, but a subsequent search was unsuccessful. And Prime Minister Philip Davis says Bahamas Power and Light deal with Pike Electric Corporation is still on track. Last year, government announced a 25-year agreement with Pike through its local partner Island Grid Solutions to upgrade and manage BPL's New Providence T&D network. Under this joint venture, government will hold 40% of the shares in Bahamas Grid Company, a special purpose vehicle, while Island Grid Solutions will own the remaining 60%. The deal, a key part of government's energy reform plan aimed at addressing legacy issues and load shedding. Speaking on the sidelines of Urban Renewal Authority launch on Monday, the Prime Minister dismissed speculations.
There are no challenges. There are one or two issues that we have cleared up, and everything is still a go. As usual, we're still trying to ensure that the transitional agreement is followed by both sides. And there's just been some questions raised, but that is now resolved.
Much of the speculation coming from the opposition and other observers. It stems from a noticeable decrease in pike trucks around New Providence. When asked about this and the timeline for finalizing the deal, here's what the Prime Minister had to say.
You would have seen a response from one of the major and significant party in it that spoke to that. Okay. I need to add anything more to that. Hopefully, insofar as the Pike deal is concerned, we have signed off on everything. Okay. It's only a question of the transitional agreement. That is ongoing, and I expect it to be completed within the next couple of months.
All right, we take you back to Eleuthera now, where an official ceremony to witness the historic first for the Bahamas after becoming the world's first international destination to host a SpaceX rocket landing. Our Delvado Emmanuel, he is there now with more on today's events. Delvado?
Yes, what you've just witnessed was history in the making. We are here in Cape Eleuthera, where we just witnessed the first of 20 Falcon 9 space launch. Where joining me now, we have former NASA worker, a consultant to the Ministry of Tourism with Space Relations, Ms. Aisha Bowe. What a phenomenal thing we just witnessed here. Talk about what we just saw just now.
I mean, wow, right? It was incredible. You had an opportunity to not only see history, but to watch it as tourists came to the beach to see it with us. After every single landing, there will be an environmental assessment, and people are so excited that we're even watching the replay. It was so phenomenal.
Speak about the avenues this monumental occasion opens up.
There's no limit. The sky now is only the start. We have not only a launch point for communication satellites that aid with disaster response, but also a mechanism to put satellites and other things into space that make the world better. We also have a vehicle for dreams. This came with not only an international partnership, but with an investment in STEM education and pathways so that the Bahamians who watch this can be part of it in the future.
Now, there was a astronomical donation of $1 million. SpaceX has pledged to the College of the Bahamas. What would this be used for?
The money is to be used for STEM education so that Bahamians can have a way to pursue these careers in a supported fashion.
Okay, well, there you have it. What you just witnessed, I mean, it was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, you'll get a full recast of this monumentous occasion coming to you live from Cape Eleuthera. Back to you in the studio, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
All right, thanks so much for that, Delvado. And Delvado will have a full report on today's event coming up in our news tomorrow. We've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg, Falcon 9 touchdown today. I know you said yesterday you didn't think that we'd see this moment, but hey,
we were expecting
history.
some clouds. Yeah, but we kind of got away with that. So unfortunate, I didn't get to see it. I know one of my co-workers, he actually got some shots of it. But yeah, this has been a momentous occasion, and we're hoping for some better things with this.
Sure thing.
Now that front that we had move into the area, we squeezed a bit of water out of that, some rainfall, and that gave us something in the rain gauge. 76 degrees though is our current temperature with a few clouds on the outside. East-northeast winds. We have a light breeze out there at 50 miles per hour. Field slight temperature is at 77. Temperatures right now, 72 in Freeport, and you got some cloudy skies up there. Marshall Barbacoa, 69 with showers in the vicinity. 74 in Allenstown, Bimini. 75 in Great Harbor Key, we pick up 76, Nicholstown, Andros, Governor's Harbor 77, Central Bahamas 78 in Kemps Bay, Deadman's Key 76, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Georgetown, the Exuma 77, Cuban Townsend, Salvador 75, and into the Southeast Bahamas 78, Duncantown, Ragged Island, Delectable Bay, Abrahams Bay, 80 in Matthewtown, Inagua, and a pair of 77s in Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, as well as in Providenciales, the Turks, and the Caicos Islands. Satellite radar composite, we have a lot more moisture across us, courtesy of an upper level dip in the jet stream that's bringing some moisture out of the Caribbean, but that frontal boundary is still hanging out just across the northwest Bahamas with some showers still possible across that area, but most of the activity is near the Florida coast. We expect that front to lift back towards the north as a high pressure ridge builds in, but we do anticipate a frontal boundary that's now taking shape across the northwestern Gulf of Mexico. We expect that to get in here by Thursday. That could bring us some isolated showers, but we will experience a nice cool down once that front goes through and high pressure builds in behind that. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. Look at your extended forecast.
Coming up in sports, Bahamas beach soccer scrimmages one of the top countries in the world to prepare for the CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championships.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Unleash resilience. Secure the digital future. Navigate the evolving landscape of cyber threats. The future will be secured. Presenting the Alive Business Cybersecurity Conference. Securing the future. Navigating cyber challenges in business. Thursday, February 20th, 2025. Atlantis, Paradise Island. Register today. This is how we unleash resilience. This is how we create innovation. Together, let's secure the digital future.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. The Bahamas Football Association looks to fine-tune their training by scrimmaging one of the best programs in the world. The Junkanoo Beach Boys will face Tahiti in a series of friendlies as they both prepare to make a run at qualifying for the World Cup. Tahiti is currently ranked number 10 in the beach soccer world rankings. During the week-long training camp, they will have 3 joint training sessions and scrimmage each other 4 times. Team veterans are excited for the opportunity to be able to take on some of the best competition in the world before heading into the CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championships. The CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championships are scheduled for March 11th to 16th at the Malcolm Park Beach facility. The last time the Bahamas played in the championships, they made it to the semifinals and placed 4th after losing in the 3rd place game. Players for the upcoming AmeriCup window have arrived, and the Bahamas had its first official practice. The 13 players who have been selected to the final roster were able to take the court today in preparation for their upcoming match against Cuba. Team Bahamas features both national team veterans and newcomers for this crucial window. John Lucas III returns for his 2nd appearance as the national team head coach. With all the high school regular seasons over, teams are now preparing to make a run at the Hugh Campbell Championship. The tournament returned to the AF Adderley Gymnasium, and the original venue hosted the opening games Monday afternoon. The BAISS champion St. John's Giants defeated Telios 41-30. The CV Bethel Stingrays defeated the CW Sonder Cougars 43-42. The Queens College Comets defeated the Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins 43-32. And the Westminster Diplomats defeated the Jordan Prince William Falcons 52-45. Play continues daily at the AF Adderley Gymnasium, with Family Island schools expected to make the debut on Wednesday. That'll do it for our sports. Stay tuned to our news at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as a Delta flight to Canada flips, leading to fire and the lost wing at Pearson International. All 80 on board survive. Plus, a Quaker Oats recall is upgraded to the highest risk. The FDA warning consumers to discard affected boxes immediately. And Russia hardens its demands in talks with the United States as Ukraine is sidelined. The story when our news returns.
Technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Unleash resilience. Secure the digital future. Navigate the evolving landscape of cyber threats. The future will be secured. Presenting the Alive Business Cybersecurity Conference. Securing the future. Navigating cyber challenges in business. Thursday, February 20th, 2025. Atlantis, Paradise Island. Register today. This is how we unleash resilience. This is how we create innovation. Together, let's secure the digital future.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. A Delta Airlines flight from Minneapolis made a hard landing at Toronto's Pearson Airport on Monday, flipping onto its roof, bursting into flames and losing a wing, all while being the fourth major North American aviation mishap in 3 weeks. All 80 on board survived, though 21 passengers were injured. Most have already been released from hospital. Investigators aren't yet saying what caused the crash, even as reports confirm the runway was dry and weather was normal, aside from a noted airflow bump. One passenger described being upside down and strapped in as he sensed leaking fuel. Now, the Transportation Safety Board of Canada is leading the investigation with U.S. support.
The plane was carrying 4 crew and 76 passengers, among them 22 Canadians. The other passengers were multinational. Airport emergency workers mounted a textbook response, reaching the site within minutes and quickly evacuating the passengers. Again, we are very grateful that there was no loss of life and relatively minor injuries. We are very focused on the care and the concern and the passengers and the crew, some of whom have already been reunified with their friends and their families.
The Food and Drug Administration now classifying Quaker Oats' recall of Pearl Milling Company's original pancake and waffle mix as its highest risk level. That's Class 1. This follows an earlier recall on January 14th after the company learned that some 2-pound boxes might contain undeclared milk, posing a serious threat to anyone with a milk allergy. Although no allergic reactions have been reported so far, the risk is high enough to warrant immediate action. The affected boxes were distributed in 11 states, and Quaker Oats advised consumers to discard them right away. Parent company PepsiCo has reaffirmed that consumer safety remains their top priority. And the United States and Russia have agreed to press ahead with efforts to end the war in Ukraine after holding talks in the Saudi capital, at which Kyiv was not represented. This as Russia demanded Ukraine be excluded from NATO membership. Sean Hogan has more.
The United States and Russia said on Tuesday they had agreed to press ahead with efforts to end the war in Ukraine after holding talks in the Saudi capital at which Kyiv was not represented. Ukraine says it will not accept any deal imposed on it without its consent. The nearly 5-hour meeting in Riyadh was a crucial moment, the first time US and Russian officials have sat down to discuss a halt to the conflict. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said the two countries would appoint representatives before holding regular talks. However, he said their positions were not necessarily closer together. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio said all sides would need to make concessions to end the 3-year-old war.
The European Union is going to have to be at the table at some point because they have sanctions as well that have been imposed. So, but I guess the point here is the goal is, and we agreed on what the goal is to bring an end to this conflict in a way that's fair, enduring, sustainable, and acceptable to all parties involved.
Even before the talks took place, US President Donald Trump's administration was accused by some European politicians of handing free concessions to Moscow last week by ruling out NATO membership for Ukraine. While the meeting in the Saudi capital was underway, Russia hardened its demands. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova told reporters in Moscow NATO must not admit Ukraine as a member. Going further, she said the alliance should abandon its 2008 promise to grant Ukraine membership at a future unspecified date. President Volodymyr Zelensky postponed his own trip to Saudi Arabia planned for Wednesday, saying no talks to end the war could be held behind Ukraine's back. The fast-moving diplomacy, beginning with a Putin-Trump phone call only 6 days earlier, has triggered alarm across Europe that the two leaders could cut a quick deal that rewards Moscow for its invasion.
Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was February 18th. Then in our news at 7:30, hours after his appointment to the Urban Renewal Authority, critics question why a former PM was pulled from retirement. The communications director on the defense says the move won't sideline youth in shaping the authority's future. But first, a Grand Bahama man fights for justice after a brutal dog attack. Nearly 6 years later, he's still calling for stricter penalties to prevent others from enduring his nightmare. The Exclusive, when our news returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Unleash resilience. Secure the digital future. Navigate the evolving landscape of cyber threats. The future will be secured. Presenting the Alive Business Cybersecurity Conference. Securing the future. Navigating cyber challenges in business. Thursday, February 20th, 2025. Atlantis, Paradise Island. Register today. This is how we unleash resilience. This is how we create innovation. Together, let's secure the digital future.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers.
On this day in Bahamian history in 2007, Immigration Minister Shane Gibson resigned after photos emerged showing him with Anna Nicole Smith. Gibson, who oversaw citizenship applications, was accused of fast-tracking Smith's residency despite her not meeting the requirements. He denied any wrongdoing. Then in 2016, Ormond Leon was sentenced to over 40 years in prison for murder. Captured after a 2-week manhunt, he was arrested at a home in Bushland off Fire Trail Road, having previously escaped from a police bus. In 2020, the Bahamas was removed from the European Union's list of non-cooperative tax jurisdictions after implementing reforms in tax governance and cooperation.
This is a significant achievement, and we're very happy that we've finally been able to demonstrate that we are cooperative, that we are responsive to the international community and international standards.
And in 2022, the 44th CARICOM meeting concluded after 3 days of high-level talks on food security, economic issues, climate change, and the crisis in Haiti. Prime Minister Philip Davis chaired the meeting.
The path towards bringing peace and stability to Haiti at the moment does not include boots on the ground, but rather building up the security mechanism that is in place, and that is the Haitian National Police, working and resourcing them as best we can. For example, ensuring that food is provided to them, they are paid on time, and at the same time expanding the force.
What we are saying is that we need to have better terms and conditions for accessing finance to give us the ability to buy more, do more, and to be able to create that space so that we can do for our citizens more.
All right, to watch that historical recap again, and for all of today's top stories, you can visit our news.bs. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Italia Hall with the latest headlines. Italia, it was a red letter day today. Having seen the SpaceX Falcon 9 landing,
yes.
I mean, listen.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely a high moment.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back and watch it again. I see SpaceX has also posted about it and has the moment that it happened. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Ken. Well, coming up, critics question why a former prime minister was pulled from retirement, and a Grand Bahama man fights for justice. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on our news, live at 7:30, former Prime Minister Perry Christie's appointment to the Urban Renewal Authority is facing backlash. But Communications Director Latrey Ramming is explaining the details of the position. Also, a new system called IS4H Bahamas is set to modernize patient records. But what does this mean for you? We have the details coming up. Plus, a man promises cars but did not deliver them. Now he's serving time behind bars. We have courtroom details straight ahead. And later, he was left with life-changing injuries following a dog attack, but has not received any justice. We have the exclusive story when our news at 7:30 returns.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the R News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
INTI Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, INTI redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucayas solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. INTI is on the move as a beacon of progress and innovation that is rapidly transforming our energy landscape. Witness the future of sustainable energy unfolding on the island of Grand Bahama as INTI Corporation shines brighter than ever. INTI Corporation, powering your world, powering your future.
Diet-friendly special.
Every season creates an opportunity for you to enjoy the comfort and security of your most valuable assets. Unfortunately, termites are common and very unwanted guests that never stop eating. With Strucum, you can enjoy the peace of mind as we protect your investment with our 3-year fumigation warranty.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. While former Prime Minister Perry Christie's appointment to the Urban Renewal Authority will be an unpaid advisory role, that's according to Communications Director Latrey Ramming. Hours after the Prime Minister announced Christie's new role, it was met with heavy criticism and much opposition, with many questioning why he was brought out of retirement. Ramming telling our news today the role doesn't remove young people from the authority.
Not uncommon for former prime ministers to give advice to government. It's also critical to know that Christie's role doesn't marginalize young people from that involvement. We see his role, which is unpaid, as an act of national service. As you are aware, Prime Minister Christie is currently giving advice to the Caribbean on regional security matters.
Now, Urban Renewal was developed and formed under a former Christie-led administration. During the official launch of the Urban Renewal Authority Monday, Prime Minister Philip Davis said Christie will guide and direct the authority and program. The Prime Minister said the decision was made in light of Christie's fundamental role in the establishment of the program, which is one of government's most effective and results-driven tools. Today, Ramming says the authority has the ability to decide if they want to take Christie's advice or not. As for the pushback,
I think it's on us to carefully explain to the Bahamian people the efforts of the government, what the government is seeking to achieve and the objectives. I think that once we provide further clarity as to what the government is seeking to achieve in this regard, there is a broader understanding in that respect.
Well, clinics across New Providence are going digital under a new platform called the IS4H Bahamas Pilot Project. And if you're wondering what exactly that is, well, it's the information systems for health, all with the aim to digitize patient records. The project started at smaller clinics like government clinics in Adelaide and will then move on to bigger clinics. Registered nurse Atia Deal took part in a number of training sessions for the new system.
Well, the importance of the system is for improving patient overall health, interconnecting systems and networks, and improving the patient's overall wait time and service at the clinics.
She says the training was in person and online.
They give you your login information, and from there you can access the patient portal, the user portal, where you have the patient's record, the patient's current health record, their past records will be uploaded, and then we can monitor the patient's information there and progress reports.
A man who ripped off 3 car buyers has been jailed for 12 months. John Roberts advertised Honda Fits for sale on Facebook using an assumed name. Roberts collected a total of $7,500 from his victims, but Roberts never produced the cars, prompting his victims to file police reports. Roberts turned himself into police after a wanted bulletin was issued for him. He pleaded guilty to fraud by false pretenses, telling Chief Magistrate Roberto Reckley he was trying to raise money for his sick son who has a swollen kidney. And now to this Hour News exclusive with a Grand Bahama man who nearly 6 years after he was viciously attacked by a pack of dogs is still seeking justice. His years-long journey leading to calls for stricter penalties and accountability to prevent others from experiencing what he calls a nightmare.
It's a horror. I'm not feeling good about it.
That's Grand Bahama resident Johnny Jones recalling the day he says changed his life forever. In May of 2019, Jones had just finished work at a local primary school and was riding his bicycle home when 3 pit bulls charged at him. Jones, who says he was traveling on Erickson Road in Freeport, lost control and fell. As the dogs continued their attack, Jones used his bike as a shield.
Thank God I was riding a bicycle, and I took the bicycle, he tried to get at my neck. So I took the bicycle and I put over my face to protect me. And after 20 minutes, after that, somebody came out of a little blue or black, I cannot remember the color of the car because it was in the night. And they called the dogs by the name.
Jones claims that person opened a gate allowing the dogs to enter, but instead of stepping in to help him, they did nothing.
I ended up in the run for 3 to 4 days, and then they released me on the night, and that's when I went to the Central Police Station and put in a complaint.
Now, 6 years later, the physical and emotional scars remain. Jones showing us the marks on his leg, a constant reminder of that terrifying day. And after years of legal battles, he says his case was dismissed.
I felt like the justice system has failed me, and it's very poorly running. How they run it is poor. And I'm still in pain. I walk with a limp.
The elderly man says his medical bills worth some $14,000 remain unpaid, and he is in need of help. Jones urging lawmakers to take action, calling for stricter penalties for irresponsible pet owners. He's also pleading with dog owners to secure their properties so no one else falls victim to this type of attack.
You just need to be careful and protect the animals.
All right, such a sad story. Well, we had a few showers in the capital today, but what type of weather can we expect tomorrow? Meteorologist Greg Thompson is live in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg, lots of rain this morning.
Yep, we were able to squeeze some moisture out of the front. Front is starting to move back towards the north, so we are looking for some improving conditions, but you want to know what's happening for the end of the week? We're looking for some cooler temperatures, so you'll see that in the extended forecast. 75 degrees outside our studios, a few clouds, east-northeast winds at 15 miles per hour. Field slight temperature is at 77. Satellite and radar composite, a lot of moisture across us, mostly in the mid and upper levels, but we do have that frontal boundary still hanging out across the northwest Bahamas. Some shower activity just to the west of Bimini and actually extending into Florida. So Bimini, you guys could be seeing some showers tonight. We expect, as I mentioned, that front to lift back towards the north. Another one is expected getting here on Thursday, and behind that we're looking at some 70s during the daytime and some 60s at night. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. Look at your weekend forecast. It's still to come.
Still to come on our news, a groundbreaking moment in global space tourism unfolds off the coast of Exuma. We're live on the ground with the latest. Also, the Cable Bahamas group of companies is celebrating alive CEO John Gomez as he takes on a leadership role in Caribbean telecommunications. And later, homecoming weekend is almost here, and SAC is pulling out all the stops to celebrate its legacy. That's all coming up when our news returns.
Every season creates an opportunity for you to enjoy the comfort and security of your most valuable assets. Unfortunately, termites are common and very unwanted guests that never stop eating. With Strucum, you can enjoy the peace of mind as we protect your investment with our 3-year fumigation warranty. Strucum, #1 in pest control services.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In a historic first, the Bahamas has become the world's first international destination to host a SpaceX rocket landing. During the Starlink 10-12 mission, the Falcon 9 lifted off at 6:21 p.m., marking SpaceX's 21st orbital launch attempt of the year. The drone ship, named Just Read the Instructions, captured the booster landing off the coast of Exuma. The landmark event marks a new chapter in space history, with the Bahamas now poised to host at least 20 scheduled rocket landings, according to Prime Minister Philip Davis. During a ceremony on Eleuthera just hours ago to witness the moment, Davis said the Bahamas is set to become a global hub for space tourism. He said the country will adhere to strict safety and environmental protocols, ensuring thorough monitoring before and after each landing.
A rocket will land in the Bahamas, not by chance, not by coincidence, but because we are a nation that is ready to step into a new era of progress, ready to seize opportunities once thought beyond our reach, ready to push beyond what is expected of us. This agreement with SpaceX will, one, position the Bahamas as a leader in space tourism, giving people from around the world a reason to visit our islands, not just for our beaches, but for a front row seat to space history.
While our Delvardo Emmanuel was in Cape Eleuthera for today's events, he spoke with officials about what this means for the Bahamas.
I mean, wow, right? It was incredible. You had an opportunity to not only see history, but to watch it as tourists came to the beach to see it with us. After every single landing, there will be an environmental assessment, and people are so excited that we're even watching the replay. It was so phenomenal.
Speak about the avenues this monumental occasion opens up.
There's no limit. The sky now is only the start. We have not only a launch point for communication satellites that aid with disaster response, but also a mechanism to put satellites and other things into space that make the world better. We also have a vehicle for dreams. This came with not only an international partnership, but with an investment in STEM education and pathways so that the Bahamians who watch this can be part of it in the future.
Now, there was a astronomical donation of $1 million. SpaceX has pledged to College of the Bahamas. What would this be used for?
The money is to be used for STEM education so that Bahamians can have a way to pursue these careers in a supported fashion.
Okay, well, there you have it.
All right, such great news for the country. Tune in to Our News tomorrow for more from today's event. Our Delvardo Emmanuel will have a full report. Well, Cable Bahamas Group of Companies is celebrating a big win as our very own Alive CEO John Gomez has just been named a director on the Caribbean Association of National Telecommunications Board. Our Bertie McDermott has this report.
The Caribbean Association of National Telecommunications Organization is a non-profit organization representing 110 companies across 33 Caribbean countries. And with the recent appointment of Alive CEO John Gomez to the board, the Bahamas now has a seat at the table to help steer regional telecoms policies and improve technology that impacts our everyday lives. Gomez telling Our News it was a journey.
With Cable Bahamas having a seat at the table to help to shape the ICT community in terms of the infrastructure around the region, and not just so much for the Bahamas, I think is really pivotal and is really tremendous for the Bahamas to be in a position to be able to have a seat at the table, to have this conversation, to help to shape the solution that impacts people's lives.
Canto provides a platform for Caribbean telecommunications companies to collaborate on common challenges. But why is it so important for the Bahamas to have a voice? It's a question we put to Gomez.
To be able to help to shape not just the legislation or the policies, but at the end of the day, be able to provide solutions that are going to be able to enable the users of the technology to be able to help to make their lives a whole lot much more easier in terms of being able to do things and just a way of work and a way of living.
Gomez will serve a 2-year term on the board. He also shared that a major takeaway for his company is the opportunity to exchange ideas and learn from regional counterparts.
From a company perspective, we are pleased that we are able to sit on the board here and to be able to not just share ideas, but to learn across the region as well. And I think that is a takeaway that we are looking forward to being a part of, because there's a lot that we have to share, and there's a lot of learning that we will be gleaning as well from our counterparts.
Congratulations, John, from all of us here at RTV. Reporting for Our News, I'm Bertie McDermott.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
When Our News comes back from the break, from past to present, St. Augustine's College gears up for a weekend of celebration in honor of its 80th anniversary.
Coming up in sports, Bahamas Beach Soccer prepares for the upcoming CONCACAF Championships. Bahamas basketball is set to host Cuba, and Hugh Campbell brackets are out.
And later, beautiful weather on this Tuesday, but will it last for the rest of the week? Craig is back with your extended forecast when Our News continues. Stay with us.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Unleash resilience. Secure the digital future. Navigate the evolving landscape of cyber threats. The future will be secured. Presenting the Alive Business Cybersecurity Conference. Securing the future. Navigating cyber challenges in business. Thursday, February 20th, 2025. Atlantis, Paradise Island. Register today. This is how we unleash resilience. This is how we create innovation. Together, let's secure the digital future.
Don't spend hours sending individual.
Welcome to Our Sports presented by 10th year seniors. I'm John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. The Bahamas Football Association looks to fine-tune their training by scrimmaging one of the best programs in the world. The Junkanoo Beach Boys will face Tahiti in a series of friendlies as they both prepare to make a run at qualifying for the World Cup. Tahiti is currently ranked number 10 in the beach soccer world rankings. During the week-long training camp, they will have 3 joint training sessions and scrimmage each other 4 times. Team veterans are excited for the opportunity to be able to take on some of the best competition in the world before heading into the CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championships.
Yeah, no, Tahiti is a great country. They're kind of small nation just like us, and so it's a great, measuring stick to see where we are. They have been to the World Cup, done very well, top 3 teams in the world, so they're an amazing team, and we're happy to have them here for a week-long training camp. We're going to play them about 3 or 4 times, and they're a high-level team, and so they're going to be able to raise our level.
Head coach Francis Farbroth knows the importance of playing the best level of competition before his team is cut and the final roster is named.
I think it's a great opportunity for us to reach our goal, which is to qualify to the World Cup in Seychelles. But first we have some games coming up against Tahiti this coming week, so we're looking forward to that. Right now we're working with 18 players, and from that we're gonna cut it down to 12. So we're gonna select the 12 that will represent our country.
The CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championships are scheduled for March 11th to 16th at the Malcolm Park Beach facility. The last time the Bahamas played in the championships, they made it to the semifinals and placed 4th after losing in the 3rd place game. Players for the upcoming AmeriCup window have arrived, and the Bahamas had its first official practice. The 13 players who have been selected to the final roster were able to take the court today in preparation for their upcoming match against Cuba. Team Bahamas features both national team veterans and newcomers for this crucial window.
We have two tough matches ahead of us. It's a lot on the line. We need to win in order to qualify for the AmeriCup in the summer. So I expect us to be hungry. We build a young, exciting, fighting team, and I look forward to 2 tough days of preparation, and hopefully we could instill everything that Coach Lucas wants to put in.
John Lucas III returns for his 2nd appearance as the national team head coach. With all the high school regular seasons over, teams are now preparing to make a run at the Hugh Campbell Championship. The tournament returned to the AF Adderley Gymnasium, and the original venue hosted the opening games Monday afternoon. The BAISS champion St. John's Giants defeated Telios 41-30. The CV Bethel Stingrays defeated the CW Sonder Cougars 43-42. The Queens College Comets defeated the Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins 43-32. And the Westminster Diplomats defeated the Jordan Prince William Falcons 52-45. Play continues daily at the AF Adderley Gymnasium, with Family Island schools expected to make the debut on Wednesday. That will do it for Our Sports. I feel like Hugh Campbell disrespected the BAISS champions by putting them in the same division as Anatole Rogers. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, an historic moment for SAC alumni, students, and faculty prepared to honor its 80 years of excellence. And later, another gorgeous day, but how long will it stick around? Craig has your weather forecast when our news returns. Stay with us.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Unleash resilience. Secure the digital future. Navigate the evolving landscape of cyber threats. The future will be secured. Presenting the Alive Business Cybersecurity Conference. Securing the future. Navigate.
This is our news. Welcome back. We had some rainfall earlier today. That was courtesy of a frontal boundary that stalled across the northwest Bahamas. Still have some showers out there. Most of the activity just between Bimini and the Florida coast. We will continue to see that. The front is expected to lift back towards the north. We will have a high pressure system building in momentarily behind that, but we do expect the front, the more significant one, that's going to bring us some cooler temperatures. That one is going to be taking shape across the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. You notice we have some showers and thunderstorm activity across that. And once again, temperatures will get into the 70s. We'll show you that in our extended forecast. Future forecast showing the moisture associated with the frontal boundary that's hanging out across the area. Still going to be with us, and that's going to be lifting back towards the north. And here comes the front Wednesday evening across central Florida, and then by Thursday we expect that front to fall apart, but it will continue to bring us a couple of isolated showers, and once again some cooler temperatures expected once that front goes through. Boating forecast still a much improved. Slight risk of rip currents out there for the northwest and central Bahamas. Southeast to south winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. High tide is at 11:55 tonight. The low tide takes place at 6:17 in the morning for the southeast Bahamas. Risk still remaining out there for boaters. East for beachgoers actually. East to southeast winds 15 knots. Seas running 3 to 5 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we'll still keep some showers around with that frontal boundary trying to lift back towards the north, but that front will be coming through on Thursday, so temperatures will stay in the 80s. But once that front goes through, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're looking for some 70s, and another front is expected actually before the end of the weekend into next week. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. And Greg's gonna like this one. St. Augustine's College is celebrating its 80th anniversary with a homecoming weekend beginning Friday, February 28th. Administration and External Affairs Vice Principal Don Johnson said that 80 years is a big accomplishment for SAC, and they are using this milestone to celebrate the legacy of continued excellence. Johnson is also in charge of the celebrations and made this plea to alumni.
Come back to SAC. Come back. I know we all talk about it, we all brag about it, but this is SAC. We want you to come back and enjoy the festivities. In addition to that, we have a lot of things planned for the development of St. Augustine's College. And in order for us to do that, our alumni must be a part of that. So we're asking all of you to come back, give back, and come and enjoy the festivities of Homecoming 2025.
The homecoming weekend will feature 3 events from Friday, February 28th to Sunday, March 2nd. Public Relations Officer Ashika Culmer broke down each event.
First, we're starting off with the throwback party back in the day, right here in Red Square. On Saturday, we're going to have Sakurama. We're bringing it back. Food, drinks, games, fun. On Sunday, yes, we are having a pool fete. Around the pools, St. Augustine's College pool. We call it Red Cup Pool Party. You're going to bring your own coolers. We have cabanas available. We have tables available. It's going to be a fun-filled event to end the homecoming weekend. And I want all my SACers, everybody over here, I want you to come on down and enjoy the fun-filled weekend.
All right, I wish you guys could see Greg in the studio right now. He is a SAC alumni. There he is. He said it's 2 types of people. Those who wish they went to SAC. All right, so I am sure it's a huge celebration coming up. And of course, to see that story again, it's available now at ournews.bs. You guys can't hear all the chatter right now, but it's a whole debate. All right, so with that, we thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Italia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Italia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this.
click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications